beautiful world. We looked at a few texts, and just now we were discussing, what the new role of theory could be about. What what kind of new theories should be developed? Maybe you read my text about media studies, and
sorry, I did not read it because the students can let me, because my computer was breaking up while I was at school, and in fact, so I had to go back, and in fact yesterday I had to go get new computer. So sorry.
Well, anyway,
I'll read it in the next few days.
No, it doesn't matter.
You wanted me to say something. You want me to? Yeah. No. To contribute.
Well, in short, it just argues that that we should stop reading Twitter with Judith Butler. That kind of okay, you have the theory here, and then you have Twitter there, and then we bring Judith Butler's concept. No matter what concept, doesn't matter, and then we go to Twitter, and then we make the kind of new media analysis. That kind of theory that you and I, we've seen many people doing that kind of stuff. That what I call in this text, I kind of say, no, we have to stop with that, and we need to, and then I also discuss kind of the quantitative turn, your approaches, and also Richard Rogers and other people, who work with larger data sets. Why do people do that? Why, what kind of new theories? And then the last question is kind of, also what you discuss and others discuss in that project of software studies, where the software studies approach also becomes kind of a quest for new theorization, but not from the Judith Butler reads Twitter. That not to stop that kind of theorization. Yeah.
Well, I think obviously every approach has its advantages and disadvantages, and I spend a day kind of pointing to students about this quantitative approach, or actually I would prefer to call it visualization approach, visualization theory. And it has its own, let's say, disadvantages. But I think one thing which is relevant here, in the context of the discussion, is that it sort of forces you, or at least encourages you, to start with the actual material, right? Start with actual data, start with actual cultural objects, and then see for us interesting, patterns, relationships, etc. But of course, it'd be interesting to see if people still would be able to do Judith Butler or Zizek or other kind of interpretations using this approach, because that makes kind of ability to take.
Yeah, but that's the difference.
But also what I want to say is, last night I was looking at this textbook, right, which is used in all film classes, called Film Art by David Bordwell, which already had 12 editions. And last chapter of the textbook, it basically tells you how to interpret the film, right? So it teaches students how to look at film, how to explain patterns.
I'm closing my Skype and everything. Let's try to not use the internet too much.
Oh yeah,
Everyone is uploading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, sorry.
And so I can imagine if you advance an undergraduate, right? If you advance an undergraduate or first year graduate student, it is useful to be able to apply Marxist or psychoanalytic or other kind of theory to a cultural object, and a teacher can say, yes, he personally understands how to do it. The problem is that these kind of exercises, which I think are useful, as a way of learning these theories, then become established academic practice.
Okay. Well, we have no. Skype.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead.
Yeah. You want to go and get a coffee? Or? Well, I mean, you're waking up, so.
Yes, I just got up 5 minutes ago, but it's fine. You and the students are my coffee, so it's fine.
Well, we're at the very end of 3 long days, so. And it's after 6 o'clock here, so we're maybe in a different mood, but we're trying to see if we can get video back.
Oh, you know that. Oh, because I didn't turn it on. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that explains something. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Okay. But let me guys ask you a question, and it's probably something you talked about. So, of course, what some people would say is that, when you're doing some kind of theoretical work and you're publishing a book, etc., you invest in time, and you want your work, you in a traditional sense, right? You want your work to be relevant to a certain period of time. And of course, the problem with that as a medium is that we're new media emerging, right? Every couple of years, and the practices change. So first you have websites, then you have blogs, then you have Facebook as a kind of social operating system. Now you have Twitter. And I know that Bruce Sterling was talking, I wasn't at his lecture, but what I understand he was talking about something which was related to ideas that you just want to be relevant, you want to make impact right now, like tactical period. Yeah. It's not about worrying, maybe people are going to read you 5 years from now. But of course, the established approach, completely opposite that traditional authentic approach, which represents something to look upon. Yeah. So, I wonder if our students, have any kind of ideas about it. Because you are, of course, you're like this tactical things par excellence. Yeah. Right? We always make this very pointed and kind of analytical contributions, about themes that are within 2 years, what we need to do. I don't think you're worried that maybe relevant 10 years. In reality, your best work is completely relevant, like I was quoting you in the ended text. But it's something you're not worried about. Yeah.
Well, I was talking here about the kind of the role that a theory can play in a process of anticipation, which happens maybe over a period of a few years' time. So not to take, let's say, the futurist approach, and not to draw up the very big scenarios and look into the first decade to come, that kind of approach of Ray Kurzweil, for instance, where he talks about singularity, etc. That's a whole other kind of ball game, and I'm not playing in that league. What I feel is that theory can have still an ability to maybe develop critical concepts that can play a really constitutional role in designing complex systems, right? So and I for instance refer to for instance, more recent ideas about free software and open source. Look where they come from. What are its foundations? And look in the mid 1980s how they came into being at open source even later, even 10 years later, where these ideas come from, and then look in our age. How they materialized in millions and millions of lines of code.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay.
That's all right. Yeah.
It's okay. Yes.
We are here with a small group. Yeah, we're here with a small group of people. So.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. Yeah.
I'm ready.
So an idea then spreads, becomes a meme. People attach themselves to it, and then a decade later, you'll find yourself, that this idea has materialized in millions and millions of lines of code, and even